Hello, fine people. Welcome back. This is Brendan Lee with Consciousness and Skill Worldwide, founded by Peter Ralston. This is the second take of this video. I screwed up and deleted the other one, so I'm doing it again. I also said I would get this out by Friday, so I'm doing my best to keep my word. I hold that as very important to me. Trying again. Here we go. Dear Brendan, from a concerned citizen. Maybe not concerned, who knows? I'm happy to be able to ask this question because it is something so relevant to my daily life that it seemed overlooked obvious of me to ask. My question is, do the principles laid out in the principles of effortless power, such as relaxing, being calm, whole and total, grounded, and perhaps even centering, translate to communication with another person as well? Short answer, yes. When interacting with others, I feel an impulse to say something similar to the impulse one feels to strike, dodge, or defend themselves in a physical confrontation. However, it's much more obvious to me that forcing things out in an attempt to defend oneself reactively is not effective in physical interaction. However, I have a harder time socially because I feel like I must speak, otherwise something bad could happen. Like someone fight with me or something, which is causing me to dislike interacting with anyone and stay by myself. Yet I still enjoy physical interaction, such as boxing and whatnot. So my idea is to practice something of a social version of ragdoll syndrome. Ragdoll syndrome, or the ragdoll exercise, referring to tossing the limbs around while having the body be as relaxed as possible, which is to be completely honest regardless of the outcome. What are your thoughts? Thanks for your help. P.S. Thanks for your contributions and all you do. We all really appreciate it. You're welcome. Happy to help. Well, let me just go through this and I'll break it down. And again, as I will often remind you, I'm going to give you a perspective, but please do not get stuck on the perspective. You're always invited to investigate these things for yourself because that is where it will make a difference. Just listening to me ramble on and flap my gums ain't going to do it. So here we go. My question is, do the principles laid out in the principles of effortless power, such as relaxing, being calm, whole and total, grounding, perhaps even centering, translate to communication with another person as well? Sure. And here's the main reason why. When you're communicating, you're using your body. So there you go. That should answer the question right away. Because the body being principles have to do with your body. So you can communicate from a place of being uptight, tense, and whatever, and then your communication might come out like uptight, tense, and what? See? So like I'm tense, and I'm talking to you, and I'm communicating. And maybe I'm like worried about money and viruses or something like that, and like I might die or whatever. And then of course it's going to come across in the communication because it is your body. You use your body for that. You see, or you can be grounded in your communication. You can get down and then be grounded and be in touch with the ground and communicate from there. Or communicate from your center. Be in your center and talk. And these will obviously likely show up as different states, and the body will show up differently. And so the communication will show up differently. So there you go. Again, take a look, investigate for yourself. Like, try these things out. See what you can come up with, you know? When interacting with others, I feel an impulse to say something similar to the impulse one feels to strike, dodge, or defend themselves in a physical confrontation. However, it's much more obvious to me that forcing things out in an attempt to defend oneself reactively is not effective in physical interaction. Now, I want to open you up a little bit about effectiveness and in physical interaction. Effectiveness is really determined by the purpose for the interaction. So if, say, for example, your purpose is to be defensive, then you would be effective at being defensive. If you're in a physical interaction and you're defensive and it works, then you're effective. So I just wanted to open you up a little bit so that, because of what I'm noticing here is perhaps again, I'm like taking a look, picking this apart a little bit, not to be offensive, but just to take a look with you and share like you asked me to. It's much more obvious to me that forcing things out in an attempt to defend oneself reactively is not effective in physical interaction unless it is effective, which it could be. You could be being defensive and then as if win or be effective. So just check that out. However, I have a harder time socially because I feel like I must speak, otherwise something bad could happen. I know. In social, there is so much fear. And I mean so much. I mean everybody, as far as I can tell, is afraid all the time. What do other people think of me? How do I look? If you don't think that you're afraid, like go talk to somebody, go talk to a random stranger, and just notice how immediately you're going to be checking out, unless you're not. I'm pretty sure I'm correct about this. You're going to be looking at them. What do they think of me? Can they beat me? Are they, especially for men, are they bigger than me? Can I beat them in a fight? That right away. Are they more attractive than me or not? Am I where's the pecking order? What do they think of me? What if I say the wrong thing? See? All of that's going on in the background. Tons of fear. So you're not alone in that, just in case. I'm afraid, I feel like I must speak, otherwise something bad could happen, like someone fight with me or something, which is causing me to dislike interacting with anyone and stay by myself. So yeah, it sounds like you're saying that you're having fear, and because of this fear, which I might label, okay, labeling is different than the actual experience, label as social anxiety or some such, or some sort of anxiousness that it's like, I don't have confidence talking to somebody else, so I would rather stay at home. Got it. Thank you. Which is causing me to dislike interacting with anyone and stay by myself, yet I still enjoy physical interactions such as boxing and whatnot. Some ideas to practice something of a social version of ragdoll, the ragdoll exercise, which in the Qingxun arts, ragdoll is you completely relax your body and stand up, and then try to toss this relaxed body from the center, and then practice being totally relaxed. And so it sounds like you want to practice a social version of the ragdoll syndrome by being totally honest all the time. I want you to do it. That would be awesome. Go for it, man. Really, see what happens. In terms of this fear of something bad happening, I would like to challenge you again a little bit and just say, well, when's the last time you got beat up just for being in a social situation? When's the last time you're in a social situation and you said something and somebody actually hit you? I really doubt that's ever happened to you. If it has, write to me. Let me know. See, and we can take a look at that, but likely not. So then, what do you think is really going to happen with that fear? You're going to what? Say the wrong thing, and then what are they going to do? Think bad about you? They're already thinking bad about you and good about you. All the judgments. We are judging machines. So if that's concern, just consider how much we judge. And by judge, I mean it's the good and the bad, like the positively and negatively charged opinions about stuff. We are judging machines. The good and bad, we are so good at that. It's unbelievable. So people are going to judge you. You can count on it. Does it hurt you? Is it going to physically damage you? What's it going to do? Affect their thinking? Okie dokie. But I understand, these things can be challenging. So I imagine, again, from my perspective, you asked, you're worried about something that doesn't really exist. So then, here you go. Here, with that, if you have that kind of fear, I want to invite you to question the fear itself. One, what is fear? In brief, if you don't have a future, you don't have fear. Really don't have future. That's different than thinking about not having future. And if you are completely, as Peter would say, if you're completely willing to experience anything, you're also not going to have fear. And I bet if you do your ragdoll exercise in the social context by being completely honest, you're going to come right into a whole bunch of fear. And it's likely going to smash you right into it. And, if I bet that exercise would change some things. And I'm all for it. I invite you to do that. You don't have to, but cool. Sounds great. Yeah. I can't think of anything else right now off the top of my head. I apologize for getting this video out much later than I intended. I wanted to get it out earlier, but I screwed up. So here we go. Anything else for you, sir? Yeah, as always, pretty much the only other thing is keep investigating, keep wondering, and then remember to take your investigations and what you're working on out of intellect and into your experience. That is one large trap. Now, I'm not saying that you're doing this. I just am saying this for anybody who may be watching to continue to encourage you to get out of, but move from your intellect into what's real about the situation. Because we can think about and postulate about what would occur, but until we do the things, we don't really know. Or until we investigate or check it out for real, we don't really know. If this whole thing about communication here you're wondering about, do it. Be tense and communicate. Be grounded and communicate. Do your communication from your whole body. Whatever. And then you'll start to notice things. And one aspect of noticing things is to wonder about the things. So we use a lot of questioning and be open to what is really true, whatever that is. So there's the intent as Peter, if you read the books, whatever, we talk about contemplation. These are some of the major components. You question and wonder about the matter and open up while you question and intend to become conscious or be aware of something new or intend to have an insight or a breakthrough. Really dig in and really try to grasp what's going on there. Because if you don't do that for yourself, it will never happen. It will only live in intellect. I cannot see a way around that. And that's often missed by people, including myself. I've been there. I will be in intellect. I don't even know. And then later I realized it after the fact that, oh my God, look at me. I was in this where's the experience? The experience is of the intellect and not the reality of the situation. So that's my invitation. Thank you very much. This is Brendan Lee with Consciousness and Skill Worldwide, founded by Peter Ralston. Until next time, thank you.